The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Glory to you, Lord. On leaving the synagogue, Jesus entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. Simon's mother-in-law lay sick with a fever. They immediately told him about her. He approached, grasped her hand, and helped her up. Then the fever left her, and she waited on them. When it was evening, after sunset, they brought to him all who were ill or possessed by demons. The whole town was gathered at the door. He cured many who were sick with various diseases, and he drove out many demons, not permitting them to speak because they knew him. Rising very early before dawn, he left and went off to a deserted place where he prayed. Simon and those who were with him pursued him, and on finding him, said, "Everyone is looking for you." He told them, "Let us go on to the nearby villages, that I may preach there also. For this purpose I have come." So he went into their synagogues, preaching and driving out demons throughout the whole of Galilee. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
The words of the Gospel.
So, you have this new song that you start listening to, and it's great, and it's wonderful. And then you keep listening to it, and you keep listening to it, again and again and again. A couple years go by, and that song starts to get tired. It starts to get old. And you get sick of listening to it. I listened when I was in high school. I listened to the rock band Boston. And I listened to them over and over and over again. I cannot stand listening to Boston anymore. I'll change the station. In the first reading, Job is very depressed. Did you get that? You know, if you were really paying attention, if you really read those words, he is really, really, I'd say clinically depressed. You know, he says, man's life is a drudgery. He is like a slave that longs for the shade. That's what man's life is. It's like being a slave. And he says, I've been assigned months of misery. I come to the end of the day without hope. And this is the line that really clinches the deal. I will never see happiness again. That clinches the deal. You know what Job needs? He needs a new song. That's what he needs, the poor fella. He's been singing that old song. You know what that song is? Woe is me. He keeps singing that song over and over again. We know that song, don't we? If I would guess, I would say that all of us here have sung that song at some time or other in our life. And you know, after a while, it gets kind of tiring. It gets old, real old. We find ourselves talking about the problem over and over again without looking for the solution, without really looking for the solution. In the gospel, we hear about all these people that are sick. They are all living the life of Job. All these people, that's what's going on. That's the connection between the first reading and the gospel, is that all these people are living a life of Job, and they have found something, haven't they? They have found the solution. They have found Christ in their life. They have found Christ's healing. They have found Christ's song, a new song in their life. Christ's song is ever new. Ever new. And it's one of those songs that we have to keep on learning in our life because it's ever changing, ever evolving. Ever evolving. Ever bringing new life. Ever renewing. Ever bringing healing. It's time to stop singing that same old sad song and start singing the song of Christ. We know that same old song when it comes to resentments in our life. And we can sing that song all day, for many days in our life, that song of resentment. Let us sing the new song of forgiveness, of letting things go, of lifting those people of all things up in prayer, and to let go. We need to stop singing that same old song of loneliness in our life. We wonder why we deal with such loneliness. It's time to start singing the new song of sharing our life, of getting involved, of making the real connection. It's time to stop singing that song where we keep going to people that we know can't help us. We keep doing that same old song. It's time to sing a new song where we go to people we know who can help us. It's time to stop singing that same old song of hopelessness and to listen to the new song of possibilities. And sometimes, we just need physically to hear a new song.